Hello all. Okay, so in last session we have discussed the selection sort. So we have discussed the algorithm for a selection sort, right? We have also discussed how to how to perform a selection sort. So now we will identify the time complexity of selection sort. So if you observe your selection sort example, then if you are having a n elements, then we are performing n minus 1 rounds, and for every round we are doing n minus 1 comparisons. So in round 1 we are in round 1 we are doing n minus 1 comparisons. In round 2 we are actually doing n minus 2 comparisons because first element is already fixed, so there is no need to compare these two elements. Okay, there is no comparison required for these two elements. Okay, it is highlighted by this solid line. We want to perform a comparison, okay, from this element onwards. So this is one comparison, second comparison, then third comparison. Okay, so I will count it in, in this fashion: from 33 to 43 first comparison, 43 to 43 to 100 second comparison, third comparison, fourth comparison, fifth comparison, sixth comparison, seventh comparison, eighth comparisons. So in total we are having a 10 elements. So here we are doing 8 comparisons, so n minus 2 comparisons, right? Similarly, okay, at round 3 we are performing n minus 3 comparisons, only 7 comparisons are required. At round 4 we are doing n minus 4 comparisons, and so on. So in every round, okay, number of comparisons are reduced by 1. Okay, we are reducing the number of comparisons. It is very identical with the bubble sort also. In case of bubble sort also, we are we are sorting one element, okay, at a single round, okay, and we are decreasing the number of comparisons which are required for the next pass or next round, and so on. We are doing this particular thing in bubble sort also. So here also, okay, number of comparisons which are required at every round are going to be decreased by 1, going to be decreased, but in total we require n minus 1 rounds. Okay, so n, for n elements we require n minus 1 rounds to sort the elements. Here we have got the sorted elements, so we perform n minus 1 rounds, and at every round we want to do the comparisons. We have to repeat the activity. Same thing is identified here in a time complexity. So total number of comparisons required are n minus 1 at one round, at round number 1, n minus 2 in second round, n minus 3 in a third round, and so on. Okay, in the last round we require only one comparison. Only one comparison is required in the last round. Okay, so this is nothing but only one comparison. So this is n minus 1 plus n minus 2. In round 1 we require n minus 1 comparisons, in round 2 we require n minus 2 comparison, in round 3 we require n minus 3 comparisons, in round 4 we require n minus 4 comparisons, in round 5 we require n minus 5 comparisons, in round 6 we require n minus 6 comparisons, and so on. In round and in round 9 we require n minus 9 comparisons, okay, and so on. So in the last round we require only one comparison. So this is the arithmetic progression, okay, from 1 to n minus 1. Okay, actually it is n minus 1 to 1, but you are adding number from n minus 1 to 1 in arithmetic progression, or you are adding number from 1 to n minus 1 in arithmetic progression. Effect is same. ओके, आपण n मायनस 1 पासून n 1 पर्यंत गेलो आणि ऍड केलं काय, आणि 1 पासून n मायनस 1 पर्यंत गेलो आणि ऍड केलं, तरी पण ती सम काय असते, आयडेंटिकलच असते. ओके, म्हणजे थोडक्यात काय, 5 प्लस 4 केलं किंवा 4 प्लस 5 केलं तरी पण आन्सर सेम आहे. ओके, किंवा 5 प्लस 4 प्लस 3 प्लस 2 प्लस 1 अशी ऍडिशन केली, किंवा 1 प्लस 2 प्लस 3 प्लस 4 प्लस 5 अशी ऍडिशन केली तरी पण आन्सर सेम असणार आहे. Okay, so if we are adding numbers from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, effect is identical. Okay, so this is nothing but arithmetic progression from 1 to n minus 1. If we are having arithmetic progression from 1 to n, then formula is n into n plus 1 divided by 2. But here we are having arithmetic progression from 1 to n minus 1. Okay, so formula is n minus 1 into n minus 1 plus 1, that is nothing but n. So n minus 1, this is the one term, into n minus 1 plus 1. Minus 1 plus 1 cancel out, so n. I have shown you in the last session of a bubble sort. To find the time complexity of bubble sort, I have shown you this particular thing. Okay, on Microsoft Whiteboard, I have solved that particular equation. Same equation is here also. Okay, so also I have taken some session on a time complexity also, computation of time complexity. In that also there is an example based on the same arithmetic progression. At that time also I have solved that particular equation. So now there is no need to repeat this thing again and again. Okay, we have done it 2 times. Okay, so you can refer previous videos, you can get that particular part. Okay, so this is nothing but n into n minus 1 divided by 2. We ignore 1 by 2, that is a constant. Okay, divide by 2 is nothing but 1 by 2, that is a constant. So we are having only one term, that is n into n minus 1. Okay, in time complexity we will avoid the constant, so term which is left behind is n into n minus 1, that is nothing but n square minus n. So this part also we have discussed it. N square is a higher order term and n is a lower order term, so we neglect n, okay, as compared to n square. So we can ignore n as well since n square grows more rapidly than n. I have explained to in the previous lectures also. So our algorithm time complexity is order of n square. So in case of bubble sort, time complexity is order of n square. In case of selection sort, again time complexity is order of n square. But selection sort technique is different than bubble sort. Okay, so you can easily identify the difference between bubble sort and selection sort. So both techniques are different techniques. Okay, so important thing is that if in a question paper, if you are asked that you want to sort the following elements in ascending order using selection sort technique, then you have to solve that example, or you have to sort the elements by using selection sort only. It is not the case that you know bubble sort, okay, and in a question paper you are asked to solve that particular problem by using selection sort, and then you are solving that problem using bubble sort. You can get all marks, 8 marks. It is not possible. You bound to get 0 marks, because in a question paper it is told that you have to solve that example specifically by using a selection sort. Then you have to apply the selection sort only. Okay, in a question paper, if it is not mentioned, if it is only mentioned that sort the following elements, but sorting technique is not mentioned, then you are in a position to apply any sorting technique. Okay, you are free to apply any sorting technique, but it is not the case in the MSBT question paper. It is always followed practices. Okay, they are giving the sorting technique, name of the sorting technique. Okay, and as per that name you have to sort the elements. So if you ask to solve by using selection sort, then it is your job, or it is bounded that you have to solve that particular problem using selection sort only. You cannot apply any other sorting technique. Okay, so you should know about each and every sorting technique, how to solve that particular problem by using such sorting techniques. So after that we will quickly run through some questions. Okay, now onwards we will take some questions, okay, in the video itself, so that you are having a good habit to solve it. The first question is, in the following scenarios, when will you use selection sort? When will you use selection sort? Okay, now the important thing is that we are using a selection sort when large values need to be sorted with small keys. So it is a knowledge for you, new thing for you. So remember that when large values we need to sort it by using small keys, we are generally using a selection sort. So correct answer is D. Okay, then second question is, what is the advantage of selection sort over other sorting techniques? So the important thing is that selection sort is an in-place sorting technique. In place means, okay, okay, the area or the memory area, okay, in where the where initial random element list is kept. In that memory area itself, we are sorting the elements. That is called as a in-place sorting. So it does not require any additional storage space. It does not require hard disk. It does not require a tape area. Some other external space is not required. ओके, तेव्हा सिलेक्शन सॉर्ट साठी आपल्याला एक्सटर्नल स्पेस लागत नाही, एक्सटर्नल स्टोरेज एरिया लागत नाही. आपण ज्या ठिकाणी तो इनिशियल ॲरे ठेवतो, ज्या ठिकाणी आपला रँडम ॲरे अवेलेबल असतो, त्याच ठिकाणी आपण त्याला सॉर्ट करतो. म्हणून त्याला म्हणतात इन प्लेस सॉर्ट, किंवा त्याला अजून एक नाव आहे इंटरनल सॉर्ट. इट इज कॉल्ड एज अ इन प्लेस सॉर्ट or internal sort, or it is also called as implicit sort. So for implicit sort or internal sort or for in-place sort, we don't require any additional storage space. So correct answer is A. So remember this. Okay. So there some sorting techniques are internal sorting techniques. One example is selection sort, and some sorting techniques are external sorting techniques. Okay. So I will discuss about these types, okay, briefly in the next session. So here we stop. Okay, happy learning, stay home, stay safe.